another episode of M.S.M Reviews. And today we'll be reviewing the season finale of Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 10. We open up with the blood stain dripping from the sword that was used to cut Ned Stark's head. And we see the man of the Night's Watch picking up Arya and taking her to the alley and cutting her hair and making her look like a boy. And then we cut to Bran having a dream that he went to the crypts and he pretty much knows that his father's dead before he gets told by the maester they have at Winterfell. And then we see Lady Stark walking to find Robb, and she kind of lays between a tree crying, and she hears Robb hitting his sword at a tree crying, hearing the news that his father has been killed. And pretty much you see his emotion. He feels like he failed, pretty much. And then we cut to King's Landing, seeing King Joffrey ordering one of his men to cut the little music man's tongue out. Because he didn't like the way he didn't like the song he sung, pretty much. Then he takes Sansa to look at her father's head hanging on a stick, and the older woman that was with her. And she gets this little opportunity to push Joffrey down the cliff. Then the hound stops her and cleans her face. And then we cut to pretty much the Northmen all gather around Robb, and this is when we see the Northmen pretty much crown Robb the king of the North, and they'll follow him to pretty much seek revenge. And Lady Stark talks to Jaime, asking why he pushed Bran out the window. And he pretty much doesn't say. He just tells Lady Stark, you better get some sleep. Because it's going to be a long war. And the way she kept saying, why, and Jaime's just like, he was hoping the fall would kill him, but, we all know why he pushed him out the window. Then we see Tyrion. We see Tyrion and Tywin around each other, pretty much talking to his Lannister army, / generals, trying to figure out how they're going to get Jaime back. And Tyrion tells everybody to leave, and Tywin tells everybody to leave, but he wants Tyrion to stay, and he talks to Tyrion saying he was right about his plan they should have went with, and tells him he's going to go to King's Landing and pretty much be the hand of the king. And we cut to Daenerys, waking up, asking Sojora where's her son, and he pretty much tells her her son died during childbirth. The witch comes in, tells her that the way he looked, her baby, pretty much, it was a stillbirth, or pretty much, and she shows her what blood, the price of blood magic gave her, and Cardrago survived, but he's paralyzed, pretty much just a zombie state. And pretty much he looks like I mean, he's not moving. He just, so it kind of looks like he is dead, but he's not. He's breathing, but he's not moving. And then we see Jon Snow leaving the wall to fight for Robb, and Sam tries to stop him, and we see him riding off, and then we cut to Tyrion talking to Shay, and he says he will take her to King's Landing with him. And Sam and Pip and Grit pretty much catch Jon Snow and pretty much say the oath, that convinced Jon to come back and ride back. So they all come back to the wall. And then we cut to Daenerys washing Khal Drogo, and she ends his suffering. So she pretty much suffocates him with a pillow, kills him, because he's just pretty much a zombie state. And it's a very emotional scene. It's really heartstring. And we see Littlefinger talk to Varys, and this scene is just great because they're just doing this back and forth, kind of measuring each other, wit, and, oh, if you do this, I have this many spies, I have this many spies, and pretty much admiring each other too. Man, we cut back to the Night Watch guy, tells Arya to, go by a different name, and if you have to piss in the woods or away from everybody, pretty much stay cognito and don't let anybody know who you really are. And then we see Lord Commander talk to Jon, and tells Jon that he knew he went out. Pretty much says, had a long night beyond the wall. He's like, what? He's like, oh, don't worry. You're not the first person who ran off. But he pretty much tells him, you need to forget your brother's war and worry about the war we're facing here. Lord Commander gets, a raving about there's been sightings of White Walkers beyond the wall, and something's happening over in Cracker's keep, and they pretty much start heading beyond the wall. So Jon joins Lord Commander and his dog Ghost, so they ride beyond the wall to see if they could find his Uncle Benjen and find out what's going on beyond the wall. And then we see Daenerys making a fire pit for Khal Drogo, and we see her put her dragon eggs in there, and she puts the witch in there too, and catches the thing on fire while Daenerys is in there. She walks into the fire, and by the next morning, the witch is dead and Khal Drogo's burned to, bone. But Daenerys is sitting there unharmed with 3 live dragons. The dragons have hatched from the eggs. And this is pretty much the season finale. Pretty much, this is the end of season 1, episode 10. And I have to say, what a hell of a ride season 1 was. And it just made me more anxious to see season 2. And I will be reviewing season 2 as soon as possible. But for season 1, this was a great closure to get you that hooked in and ready for the second season. And the second season gets even better. So I'll catch y'all on the flip side. If you like what you heard, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.